100 data points. Finding mean of 100 data points is difficult for me. Why? Because first data point plus second one plus third one plus up to 100 numbers I have to add. Divided by 100 is a lengthy process or not? Okay, 100 sir, I have a patience sir. Suppose if 1000 data points given to you, 5000 data points given to you, it is difficult for me. That's why given data, conveniently we will divide into groups forms. Groups, how it is. For example, you say this. Mean for grouped data. Mean for grouped data. That two grouped data, two types of grouped data is given to you. Mean for discrete grouped data. For example, I will explain with an example first. See, I will write the example first. From the example, I will give that concept. For example, 100 students marks given to you. 100 students marks given. Marks of 100 students. I want to find the average marks of 100 students. It is difficult for me. Difficult means it is lengthy process. For that, what I will do, I will divide that data into groups. Groups means how many students got 30 marks, I will separate. How many students got 40 marks, I will separate. How many students got 60 marks, I will separate. I will divide it into groups like this. For example, say this. Directly I will solve the problem first, then we will write the formula from it. Suppose the data given like this Sunday. Mars. We can denote it as X. Next, number of students. We can denote it as a frequency. F means frequency. Frequency means the number of times X is repeated. Suppose there are 20 students who got 40 marks in it. Out of 100 students, total 100 students data I am collecting. There are 20 students who got 40 marks. There are 30 students who got 60 marks. Okay. 40 students who got 70 marks. Next, 10 students who got 90 marks. Data given like this. Generally, if it is a raw data, we will divide it into groups like this. That is a second stage of after collection of data. In the process of analyzing the data, 100 students marks, conveniently we are dividing like this. Why I am dividing like this? Suppose if you don't divide like this, then what I have to do? Average marks of 100 students means this 40 plus 40 plus 40 I have to add up to 20 times or not? Here 60 plus 60 plus 60 up to 30 times I have to add. 70 plus 70 plus 70 up to 40 times I have to add. If I do like this, it is very lengthy. So that conveniently I am dividing like this. So now coming to mean. Here also I want to find the mean. What is here X? What I want to find? I want to find the mean for marks only. Mean marks of the student. Let it be X. What is F? F is nothing but the frequency that indicates the repetition. That 40 marks repeated 20 times. F always indicates the frequency, that is the repetition. Means 40 repeated 20 times, 60 repeated 30 times, like that only. Now, here I want to find the mean. What is mean? Mean mu is equal to. Say this. I don't know any formula. Say, just say. Logically you try. 40 plus 40 plus 40 I have to add up to 20 times or not? So that we are adding 40 20 times means is it 40 into 20 or not? Is it? 40 into 20 plus. Next, 60 plus 60 plus 60, I have to add how many times? 30 times. Is it not 60 into 30? Plus 70 plus 70 plus 70 up to 40 times means is it 70 into 40? Plus, is it 90 into 10 or not? Divided by total number of students. Divided by total number of students. What is the total number of students? 10 plus 30 plus 40 plus 10. Is it? If you do it like this, see, that calculation, leave it. 4 2s are 8. 8 plus 18, 26. 26 plus 28. 26 plus 28, 56, 54. 54 plus 9, 63. 63 100 by 100. 63 is your answer. Roughly, just I have verified it left. You also verify. If any correction is there, tell me. From this, you can develop a formula. What we did here? 40, 20 times repeated. 60, 30 times repeated. This is nothing but sigma x into f by sigma f or not. If you make it in formula form, is it is sigma xf? X1, say this, 40 into 20 plus x into f multiplication sigma divided by sigma f. We can make it as a formula like this. That is not a formula actually. So, in case of individual observations, individual data points, we can find the mean directly like this. But whereas in case of discrete group data, what is the meaning of discrete here? Discrete mathematics is one of the subject to you. Discrete, even in DLD also discrete you are using. What is the meaning of discrete? What is the meaning of discrete? Already you are in second year. Okay, within 2 years you are going to complete your BTech degree. The word discrete you heard number of times. Without knowing the exact meaning of that word, will you complete your BTech degree? Meaning of discrete, just I am asking English meaning only. Tell me. Anyone? Discrete means countable. Discrete means countable. Continuous means uncountable. I will give that clarity. You say this. Why this group data? Why we call it as discrete group data? Now, if you think in deeper lines, one can ask a doubt. Sir, how exactly 20 students got 40 marks, sir? One student may secure 41 also, one student may secure 41.5. Suppose if it is a GATE percentile or JEE mains percentile, is it? Even MSET score also, they are giving the marks in decimals form also or not? Is it? Sir, you are missing the decimals, sir, here. Not only decimal, one student may secure 63 marks also, one student may secure 78 also. That data is missing here or not? Means what I have collected, that missing data I did not consider here. Is it? After 40 directly I go to 60 only. Between 40 and 60 values I am not taking into consideration. Between 60 and 70 I am not taking into consideration. Between 70 and 90 I am not taking into considerations. Directly after 40, directly 60 only. Between those values I am not taking into consideration. If I consider those values also, that is a continuous group data. Next part. Okay. So these are all countable values only. After 40, 60 only. After 60, 70 only. After 70, 90 only. So this type of group data is called discrete group data. In case of discrete group data, yes, if here x1, see all these x, f is nothing but the repetitions. If, sorry, if the discrete group, if x1, x2 and so on xn are n data points with frequencies, there are n data points with frequencies. Frequencies f1, f2 and so on fn. Meaning is f1 repeated, x1 repeated f1 times, x2 repeated f2 times, xn repeated xn times. Then I will give a table form also better. With frequencies f1, f2 and so on fn as given below. X, f, x1 repeated f1 times, x2 repeated f2 times, x3 repeated f3 times. If you continue like this, xn repeated fn times. Then what is mean mu? Mean we can denote as mu, that is sigma xf by sigma f. Actually, I have solved the problem first. From the problem only we have designed that formula. Not the problem from the formula. From the practical observation only every formula was created. Is it? That is, it means x1 f1 plus x2 f2 plus and so on plus xn fn by sigma f means sum of all these frequencies. In case of discrete group data, we can find a mean like this. Okay. See, already one example given here. Ah, clear? Ah. Sometimes and data, given data may be in continuous form. Suppose you can ask a doubt, sir, between 40 and 60 marks you are not taking into consideration. Between 60 and 80 you are not taking into consideration. If you consider those marks also, then what will happen? That is a continuous data. Most of the real world practical applications are related to continuous data only. For example, I will give you one clarity again with one example. Say this. Why continuous group data required? For example, some or else you can take a Mars. Same example, Mars. Again, let me explain with example first. For example, say this. First, I will solve the example first. Here also. X, Mars. Mars or heights or weights, whatever it may be, you can take. F, number of students or number of children, whatever it, sorry. Mars are students, okay. Between 30 and 40 marks, we have observed 20 students. Between 30 and 40 means, how many values are possible between 30 and 40? How many values are possible between 30 and 40? 10? How can you say 10 only? One student may secure 30.9 also. One student may secure 39.2 also. One student may secure 38.7 also. Not 1, not 2, not 10. Infinite number of values we can impose between 30 and 40. Not 1, not 2. Infinite number of values are possible. Insert in between. You can insert infinite number of values between 30 and 40. Means that's why within this interval itself there are not finite number of values, uncountable number of values. That is 30, there 40. Between 30 and 40, you can impose infinite number of values continuously. Continuously. That's why now between 40 and 50, I have observed 30 students only. It's just a show. Between 50 and 60, we have observed maybe 40 students. And between 60 and 70, I have observed 10 students. Total 100 students data I have collected like this. See, previous cases mostly it may not be reliable. See, in rare cases only it will happen. But most of the cases this is true. Is it right or not? Most of the cases this is true. So, between 30 and 40 you can impose infinite number of values. Between 40 and 50 also you can impose infinite number of values. But total number of students 100 only. But marks category is oscillating infinite number. Is that right? So, this type of group data we call it as a class interval model. In earlier classes you read it as a class intervals. Means this is called continuous group data. In case of continuous group data, how to find the mean? Okay, how to find the mean? Mean mu is equal to same formula sigma xf by sigma f. But what is the difference there and here? In previous case, in case of discrete group data, there is only one value of x. Directly I will substitute here. But here x value lies within the interval. So what I have to do? Where x is the midpoint of each class. X is the midpoint of each class. Means what I have to do? I have to find the midpoint first. I have to find the midpoint of each class, and then you have to apply that formula. Now I will write the formula. Wait. For discrete group data. Sorry, for continuous group data. Mean for continuous group data. Mean mu is equal to. Sorry. If the group data is a continuous group data. Continuous means already I have explained. In the form of class intervals. Then what is mean? Mean mu is equal to same formula sigma xf by sigma f. What is the difference here? Where x is the midpoint of each class. That's it. For this, justification is an example. So that what we have to do, first we have to create a new table, because to apply the formula, first x required. What is x? Midpoint of each class required. So create a new table here. Say this. So midpoints you create first. What are the midpoints here? Between 30 and 40. What is midpoint? Solution. Say, since it is a class interval model, I have to apply this formula. For that, you create midpoints column x. First interval class you write. Just a minute. Class. Next, midpoint x. X is not directly is a class. You can take the midpoint of class is x for our formula. Next, F, frequency F. F is nothing but the number of students. First 30, 40, na? Next 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70. Midpoint of 30 and 40, 35 or not? Midpoint of 40 and 50, 45. Midpoint of 50 and 60. Tell me, 55, this is 65. Now F values, 20, 30, 40, 10. Now same formula you can apply sigma xf by sigma f. What is mean? Mean mu is equal to sigma xf by sigma f. That is equal to sigma xf means same. 35 into 20 plus 45 into 30 plus 55 into 40 plus 65 into 10 divided by sigma f means sum of all these. 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 10. Whatever it may be, that value. That calculation I am leaving to you. You can verify it later. Just I will explain the concept clearly. Generally, just once again a small recollection. Data may be given in three different ways. Three different forms of data you can observe. First one is ungrouped data, that is a limited data point. In that particular case, how to find the average, that is a mean. That gives the center of the data, how to find the center of the data. And second one is discrete grouped data model. In that particular case, how to find mean. Third one is continuous grouped data model. If it is a continuous grouped data, how to find the mean. Mean means the average that gives the center of the data. Okay. Now, after measuring the center of data, it is estimated center only. After measuring the center of data, each data point, how far each data point is scattered away from the center. Actually, different data points are there at various positions. Just we have measured the center of the data with the name of mean. After measure, this is the estimated center. From the estimated center, how far each data point is scattered away, we call it as a dispersion of data. Okay. How to measure dispersion or deviation of data? Yes, sir. How to measure the dispersion of data? There are so many ways to measure the dispersion of data, but in recent developments, the best way to measure the dispersion of data by using standard deviation. How to measure the dispersion of data? Next, after measuring the center of data, we'll go to the dispersion of data. Dispersion of data. How to measure? We can measure the dispersion of data. First, what is dispersion also I will write. Dispersion is the deviation of data points from the center. Measure of dispersion. Now, how to measure the dispersion of data? Already I told you with the name of standard deviation. But here also, data may be in three different forms. In case of ungrouped data, how to measure the standard deviation? In case of discrete grouped data, how to measure the standard deviation? In case of continuous grouped data, how to measure the standard deviation? One clarification I want to give you. Listen carefully. Standard deviation to measure the dispersion. Standard deviation. SD. Just one clarification. Let me give one clarification here. Suppose some data points are there, n data points. First, I have to measure the center with the name of mean mu. First, you can measure the center of data with the name of mean. Say this. Just now what I told you, standard deviation is nothing but the deviation of data points from the center I told you. This is the center. First I have to find the mean. Okay. From mean, how far each data point is scattered away. Logical, simple logical observation. Deviation means gap only. What is standard deviation? Standard deviation is nothing but the sum of all gaps by total number of gaps. Sum of all gaps means what is the first gap? X1 minus mu. What is the second gap? X2 minus mu. Third gap. Add all the gaps. Add all the gaps. Sum of all gaps by how many such gaps are there? N such gaps. Same. Standard deviation basic definition is that only. Standard deviation is the average of all deviations from the data points. Average of all deviations from the center to the data point. Clear. But one small theoretical problem here. Theoretical problem is, say this, if you see every any topic, okay, any paragraph, any formula based observation or concept based observation, thoroughly you follow. Why what? Okay, why what means what is the reason to learn this particular topic? How the step came. This is very important observation. I don't want to give any theoretical proofs, not required. But the background of that proof, practical view, I will give you. Say this. One simple example I will give you, Andy. Suppose just 1, 2, 3, three numbers are there. Listen carefully. Only three numbers in place of x1, x2, and so on. What is the mean? What is mean? 1 plus, since these 3 are 3 individual observations, mean is nothing but sum of all these points by total number of points or not. 1 plus 2 plus 3. 6. 6 by 3 na? 6 by 3 2 or not? Mean mu is 2. Is it? Mu is nothing but 1 plus 2 plus 3 by 3 or not? 2 is a mean. Now, just now what I told you, standard deviation is nothing but the deviation of the data points from the center I told you. Yes, first deviation means this is x1 and this is x1, x2, x3, just 3 data points. The gap between x1 and mu, what it is? What is the gap between x1 and mu? 1 minus 2 minus 1. Is it? What is the gap between x2 and mu? 0. No gap, is it? What is the gap between x3 and mu? 3 minus 2? 1. Is it? Sum of all gaps. 3 gaps, summation I took. Divided by total number of gaps. How many such gaps are there? 3. What you are getting? That is a theoretically, if I solve like that, I am getting 0. Is it? Deviations average, if I took the average of all deviations, I have got 0. Is it clear? But practically, is it 0? My theoretical calculation gives 0 is an answer. But practically, is it 0? Clearly, there is a visible gap. Is it? Clearly, there is a visible gap between 1 and 2. One gap, clearly, here you are observing. Here, okay, here 0 gap is acceptable. Here also 1 gap we are observing. Clearly, there is some visible gap. But in theoretical calculation, I am getting 0. So, my practical view correct or theoretical view correct? Theoretical view correct or practical view correct? Practical view is always correct. Is it right or not? Practical view, from the practical observation only you are giving a theoretical answer. Is that right or not? Yes. Clearly, some visible gap we are observing, but theoretically my calculation I am getting 0 means my theoretical calculations are wrong. Where I did a mistake? What is the problem here? Theoretically, some error. Why that error is coming? Because of this gap. What is the gap between 1 and 2? In my theoretical calculation, minus 1. Negative sign I took. But the gap is, the original gap is 1 only or not? Is it right or not? I should not take minus 1. But in mathematical calculations, I have to take minus 1. Is that right? I have to remove that minus, but directly removal is not possible. Simple logic. Directly removal is not possible. Now, from childhood onwards, I have a doubt in my mind. Please clarify my doubt. Actually, there are 2 points in a space and just a distance formula. 2 points, suppose in xy plane, there is one point x1, y1 here and another point x2, y2 here. I want to find the gap between those 2 points. What it is? Huh? Simply, the gap between x1 and x2 is x2 minus x1 and the gap between y2 minus y1 and y2 is y2 minus y1. Is it? But distance formula we are not using that. What is the distance between 2 points? Root 2 over. What is the distance between 2 points? Root 2 over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Why we are using that square root and whole square and not required. Simple logic. 2 points are there. Simply we are finding the gap between 2 points. Simply that is nothing but x2 and x1 gap and y2 and y1 gap. x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1 is sufficient. Why we are squaring and why we are taking a square root again? This is a big doubt. This doubt you have to arise in 10th standard only. Or else in straight lines topic in first year intermediate also. Is it? Clear or not? Say, reason is reason. If I do it in my mathematical calculation, I am getting a negative value. But practically that negative we have to remove. For the removal of negative, when that negative is, that removal of negative, when it is possible, if I take the square, squares of the gaps. Suppose you say this, standard deviation. Squares means, if I take x1 minus mu, you are getting a negative sign. x1 minus mu whole square, that negative becomes positive. First gap square, don't write, wait. Second gap square, x2 minus mu whole square. plus x3 minus mu whole square by 3 gaps means 3. Suppose if there are 3 data points. If there are n data points, by n I will write. Say this. Actually, why that square means to avoid a negative. Is that right or not? Yes. We named it as variance, not standard deviation. Our purpose is to find the gaps only. But additionally, we have taken the squares of the gap. Squares of the gap, we named as variance. Don't write. Wait. Variance. This is nothing but, is it? Variance. This is simply if you convert into formula, sigma of xi minus mu whole square. If it is 3, 3. If it is n. Is it? This is variance. But my purpose is not to take the squares or not. Just I have to take the deviations only. Standard deviation is nothing but root to our variance. Take the square root of that. We named it as a standard deviation formula you observed in probability and statistics book. Okay, this is a reason for that formula. Why variance we are defining, why standard deviation is a root to our variance. This is very important observation. Now, I will write it directly. Yes, you take standard deviation. Here also, standard deviation may be, here also data may be given in 3 different forms or not. If it is for ungrouped data, how to find? For discrete grouped data, how to find? For ungrouped data. First, let me give ungrouped data. If if x1, x2 and so on xn are n data points, Hmm. To find the standard deviation, first I have to find the mean. Mean mu is equal to. What is the mean of the ungrouped data? Sum of all observations by total number of observations. First you find the mean like this. Next variance. What is variance? I have explained variance we can denote it as a notation sigma square. x1 minus mu whole square plus x2 minus mu whole square. Sum of the squares of all gaps. Xn minus mu whole square by n. That is in sigma form, sigma of xi minus mu whole square by n. Standard deviation sigma is equal to root to our variance. That is root to our sigma of xi minus mu whole square by n. The information what I am giving, it is not only for GATE or ESC based. It will be useful even for your semester exam also. Immediately for justification, one example you write. Example. Find SD. SD means standard deviation. Find SD of the following data. See, 5 data points given to you, standard deviation required. This is individual grouped, means ungrouped data model solution. To find standard deviation, first I have to find the mean or not. Total how many data points are there? 5 data points. Mean mu is equal to 5 plus 11 plus 10 plus 4 plus 5 by total number of data points 5. 5 plus 11, 16, 26, 30, 35 by 5, 7. Next you find the variance. What is variance formula? See, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, this is mu. x1 minus mu whole square means 5 minus 7 whole square plus x2 minus mu whole square 11 minus 7 whole square plus 10 minus 7 whole square plus 4 minus 7 whole square plus 5 minus 7 whole square. Why it is not? Plus 5 minus 7 whole square by 5. What is this value finally? 5 minus means minus 2 whole square is 4. 4 plus here 16 will come 20. 20 plus 9, 29. 29 plus 9, 38. 38 plus 4, 42 by 5. 42 by 5 means 8.4. What is standard deviation? Standard deviation is the root over variance or not? SD sigma is equal to root over variance root over 8.4. Like this we can find the standard deviation if it is an ungrouped data. If it is a discrete group data, how to find standard? Same, very easy. SD for discrete group data. SD means standard deviation. First, if the group data is a discrete group data, find mean first. If the given data is a discrete group data, in a form of is in the following form. X f of x. X1 repeats f1 times, x2 repeats f2 times like this. Xn repeats fn times. Anyhow, to find the standard deviation, compulsory you have to find the center first, means mean is compulsory. Next, find mean mu is equal to sigma xf by sigma f. In case of discrete DUP data, we have to find the mean like this only or not? Variance. Sigma f into x minus mu whole square by n means generally in case of individual observations what we did x1 minus mu whole square plus x2 minus mu whole square like that only we took or not. But here every square I have to multiply with f. f1 into x1 minus mu whole square plus x2 into f2 minus mu whole square like that plus f3 into x3. Every square I have to multiply with x. x1 minus mu whole square into f1 plus x2 minus mu whole square into f2 plus x3 minus mu whole square into f3 like that you have to find. Standard deviation is always root over variance. It is a fixed observation. No separate formula required for standard deviation. Standard deviation is always a square root of variance. See, standard deviation for continuous group data, it is not required to you. Even if they ask same formula in place of x, you can take the midpoint of each class. Suppose if they give class intervals, same formula. But before applying that formula, what is x? X is the midpoint of each class you have to. Okay, midpoint of each class you have to take. Just I will give it as a note. SD for continuous group data. Note. For a continuous group data, we can apply same formula by taking x is equal to midpoint of each class. Say, first you have to take the midpoint of each class. By taking the midpoint of each class, and you can apply the same for no variation. Suppose if they give class intervals. If they give class intervals, we can apply the same formulas. Clear? Here, మా నేను మీకు చెప్తున్న పాయింట్లు చాలా వాల్యుబుల్ పాయింట్లు. జస్ట్ ఐ కేమ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి కాదు, జనరల్ నేను హైదరాబాద్ నుంచి వచ్చి మీకు పాఠం చెప్తాను. సమ్ ఆఫ్ యూ ఆర్ మీరు మీరు ప్రాబ్లం మధ్యలో ఏదైనా నోట్స్ రాసుకున్న సమ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఫాలోయింగ్ క్లియర్లీ, దే ఆర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్, మీరు చాలా కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేసి వింటున్నారు, గుడ్. కొంతమంది మీకు మేబీ ఆ సీరియస్నెస్ తెలియట్లేదేమో, ఇప్పుడు మీకు తెలియదు. డెఫినెట్లీ సమ్ కపుల్ ఆఫ్ మంత్స్, ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ కపుల్ ఆఫ్ మంత్స్ మీకు ఆ క్లారిటీ, ఆ రియలైజేషన్ ఉంటుంది. మీకు నేను చెప్తుంది రెగ్యులర్ క్లాస్ కాదు. ఓకే, సి వాట్ ఐఎమ్ టీచింగ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ కాంపిటేటివ్ లెవెల్ బేస్డ్ అండ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ బేస్డ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్. బట్ మేబీ యూ డోంట్ నో దట్. దట్స్ వై ఏముందిలే మనకి. సో ఇదన్నీ నాకు అవసరమా? సమ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ మేబీ సమ్ ఆఫ్ యూ ఆర్ థింకింగ్ లైక్ దట్. ఈవెన్ ఐ టు అబ్జర్వ్ యాక్చువల్లీ సమ్ పీపుల్ జస్ట్ ఫస్ట్ 10 minutes ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఫేషియల్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్స్ అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ 10 minutes, ఫస్ట్ 10 minutesలో కొంతమంది ఏముందిలే నాకు అక్కర్లేదు అన్నట్లుగా ఉన్నాళ్ళు. తర్వాత కొంచెం అటెన్షన్ పే చేయటం చూశాను. సో మీ అందరికీ అటెన్షన్ పే చేయాలంటే నాకు ఇంకా 2-3 days టైం పడుతుంది. అట్లా అని కాదు. జస్ట్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ టీచింగ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఏ వాల్యుబుల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్. నవ్ ఐ విల్ గివ్ ది గేట్లెస్. See, questions not yet started. See, for that questions, I am giving the inputs for you. If you have a strong idea on the inputs, you can solve the problems easily. Even for your semester exam also, maybe some people, for some of you, maybe probability and statistics is there right now only. Even if you follow the topics what I am giving, is if you follow these topics clearly, 100% you will be able to solve every problem in your book also, even your semester book also. Other than hypothesis, remaining all areas are in your syllabus. Test of hypothesis మీకు ఉన్నట్టుంది కదా ఇప్పుడు. టెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ హైపోథసిస్ ఒకటే ఇక్కడ నేను కవర్ చేయను. అదర్ దాన్ దట్ రిమైనింగ్ ఆల్ విల్ బి కవర్డ్ హియర్, ఇంక్లూడింగ్ Poisson distribution and binomial distribution. Today I will teach. Maybe అంటే జస్ట్ నాకు ఈవెన్ రేపు సెమిస్టర్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ కూడా జస్ట్ నాకు పాస్ మార్కులు చాలు అలా అనుకుంటే మీరు సక్సెస్ కాలేరు. ఇన్ డెప్త్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అండ్ కాన్సెప్చువల్ ప్రిపరేషన్ ఈజ్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. యు ఆర్ అన్ ఇంజనీర్, దట్ టు ఏ కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ ఇంజనీర్. మీకు ఇప్పుడు తెలియదమ్మా. రేపు మీరేమనుకుంటున్నారంటే నాకు ప్లేస్మెంట్ వచ్చేస్తుంది, ఇవన్నీ నాకు అవసరమా? మీరు ప్లేస్మెంట్ కూడా మంచిగా, మీరు మంచి ప్లేస్మెంట్, మంచి కంపెనీస్లో ప్లేస్మెంట్ రావాలి అంటే మీకు నాలెడ్జ్ ఉండాలి. ఆ సింపుల్ లాజిక్ మీరు మిస్ అవ్వద్దు. అమెజాన్, గూగుల్, మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ వాళ్ళు మన దగ్గర నాలెడ్జ్ లేకుండా తీసుకుంటారా అండి? వాళ్ళకి పని లేదా? సింపుల్ లాజిక్. మీరు వర్త్ చూపించాలి కదా. మీరు వర్త్ చూపించాలంటే మీకు కాన్సెప్ట్ మీద ఐడియా ఉండాలి, మంచి ఐడియా ఉండాలి, కాన్సెప్ట్ స్ట్రాంగ్ బేస్ ఉండాలి. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఏ స్ట్రాంగ్ బేస్, దెన్ ఓన్లీ. మీరు చూడండి, ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు మేబీ సమ్ ఆఫ్ యూ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు హ్యాకథాన్స్. మీరు హ్యాకథాన్స్కి వెళ్తుంటుంటారు కదా, చూస్తుంటారు కదా. హౌ సమ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ దే. వాళ్ళు ఎంత ఫాస్ట్గా ఉన్నారో మనకు తెలుస్తూ ఉంటుంది. ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు అవుట్ సైడ్ మీన్స్ హ్యాకథాన్స్, ఇఫ్ యూ అటెండ్ సమ్ హ్యాకథాన్స్ ఆర్ వర్క్షాప్స్, హౌ దే ఆర్, అప్పుడు వాళ్ళతో మనం కంపీట్ అవ్వాలి. అవునా కదా? మరి వాళ్ళతో కంపీట్ అవ్వాలంటే మనం ఎంతలా ఉండాలి? యూ షుడ్ బి స్ట్రాంగ్ ఎనఫ్ ఇన్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ అండ్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్. ఈవెన్ ప్రతి కాన్సెప్ట్లోనే, ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సమ్ స్పెషల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఆన్ వన్ పర్టిక్యులర్ సబ్జెక్ట్, మీకున్న ఇంట్రెస్ట్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాకు ఇవేమీ అక్కర్లేదు, నాకు డేటా సైన్స్, నాకు డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ బాగా ఇష్టం అండి. జస్ట్ గో త్రూ డే పర్ లెవెల్, అన్నీ వదిలేపోయి డేటా, మిగతావన్నీ ఓకే, నార్మల్గా మంచి మార్కులు తెచ్చుకోవాలి. డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఎలా వెళ్ళిపోవాలంటే ఇన్ డెప్త్ వెళ్ళిపోవాలి. దెన్ ఓన్లీ యూ కెన్ క్రాక్ placement or GATE or ESE or any other competitive exam, then only it is possible to crack. Clear? See, note down. మీరు సీరియస్గా వినండి పాఠం. మీరు జస్ట్ డిస్కస్ చేసుకుంటూ ఏదో సమ్ సార్ చెప్పారని అర్థం. సి సమ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, నాట్ ఓన్లీ నేను చెప్పేది ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఏదో డైరెక్ట్గా టెక్స్ట్ బుక్లో ఉన్నట్టు నేను చెప్పట్లేదు మీకు. ది రీజన్ ఫర్ దట్ పర్టిక్యులర్ స్టెప్, మనం ఎందుకు అలా చెప్పాలి అని చెప్తున్నా, ఎందుకు అలా మాట్లాడాలని చెప్తున్నా, అది మీకు తెలుసుకోవాలి కదా. వై ఐ కేమ్ హియర్, రైట్. నౌ కమింగ్ టు, ఓకే, మేబీ దీస్ ఆర్ ఓకే, రైట్. ఐ విల్ గివ్ వన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ లేటర్. సే దిస్ నౌ. మేబీ నౌ ఐ విల్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ న్యూ కాన్సెప్ట్ యూ. చాలా క్లియర్గా వినండి. డెఫినెట్లీ యూ కెన్, మీకు క్లియర్గా అర్థమవుతుంది. మీరు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయండి ఫస్ట్, చాలు. How many of you have probability and statistics subject? Now, maybe some of you, it may have in 2-2, some of you may have in 2-1, is it? మీకు కొంతమంది 2-1లో కొంతమంది 2-2లో ఉండుంటుంది కదా, రైట్? ఇప్పుడు ప్రజెంట్ ప్రాబిలిటీ అండ్ స్ట్రాటజీస్ ఉన్నవాళ్ళు ఎంతమంది అండి? ప్లీజ్ రైజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్. ఐ విల్ నాట్ ఆస్క్ ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్ ఏం అడగను, భయపడదు. ఓకే, మీ అందరికి ఉంది కదా? ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్స్ టాపిక్ అయిపోయిందా? ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్స్ కంప్లీటెడ్? ఓకే, ఇఫ్ ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్స్ కంప్లీటెడ్, క్వశ్చన్ అడగనన్నాను కదా, సారీ అడగకూడదు. Random variables completed. Oh, one simple doubt, not a question. What you learn generally from the random variable topic, leave all those. What is the purpose of random variable? Purpose. As a computer science student, why I need to learn this particular topic, probability and statistics? And what is the purpose of random variable? What is random variable? మీరు నేర్చుకున్నారు కదా, పర్పస్ ఏంటండి? ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్స్తో మీరు ఏం నేర్చుకున్నారు? Random variables are two types. One is discrete and second one is continuous. What is discrete random variable and what is continuous random variable? Again, discrete word came. Discrete means countable random variable. అంతేనమ్మా? Random variable countable ఉంటుందా? Okay, just a minute. Sorry for this. Say this. Leave that definition all those. First, I will explain with one example. Purpose. From that example only, complete theoretical information I will extract. Is it? Same. There is one real world problem. I want to find some data given to you, very big data, not one. Some, suppose thousands of data points are there. I want to find the mean of that data. I want to calculate. As an engineer, I want to calculate the mean. Okay. I want to calculate the standard deviation, success rate also. So you see, up to now, mean variance and standard deviation we have calculated. How to find the mean variance and standard deviation for data? It may be ungrouped data or it may be grouped data. But listen carefully the difference. The examples what we have given, the problems what you solved in earlier classes means that mean variance and standard deviation starts in 10th standard only. మీకు 10th క్లాస్లో కూడా వచ్చినాయి కదమ్మా, అక్కడ మీరు ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేస్తారు, రైట్? ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ ఆల్సో సమ్ ఆఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ప్రిపేర్డ్ ఎంసెట్ అండ్ సమ్ ఏంటి అందరూ కదా, సమ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ప్రిపేర్డ్ ఫర్ ఎంసెట్ అండ్ జేఈ. అక్కడ కూడా మీకు స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఉంది, అక్కడ కూడా మీన్ వేరియన్స్ స్టాండర్డ్ డీవియేషన్ నేర్చుకున్నారు. మళ్ళీ అది వదలనట్టు ఇక్కడ కూడా వచ్చింది. ఈవెన్ ప్రాబిలిటీ అండ్ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ పేరులోనే ఉంది కదా, మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ మీన్ వేరియన్స్ స్టాండర్డ్ డీవియేషన్ నేర్చుకున్నారు. బట్ ఇన్ ఆల్ సచ్ కేసెస్ వన్ కామన్ అబ్జర్వేషన్ వాట్ యు అబ్జర్వ్డ్, అక్కడ చూడండి అమ్మా, ఇది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయని పాయింట్ ఒకటి నేను చెప్తున్నాను. ఆల్ ది ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఆర్ రిలేటెడ్ టు మేబీ మాస్, heights, weights, any. Means all those are the observed values. Observed values means already we have conducted an experiment. Experiment results మనం తీసుకున్నాం. Am I right or not? Experiment result means already exam conducted. Already marks given. Based on the given marks we have prepared the data. Means already exam జరిగిపోయింది. Exam already done. Marks were given. Okay, based on that marks only. Even heights, suppose the data may be related to heights of a children. Already అక్కడ children ఉన్నారు, heights క్లియర్గా కనిపిస్తున్నాయండి. Weight of a children, height, weight, marks, percentile, all are observed values. All are observed values means what is observed value? Already we have conducted an experiment, is it? That experiment results we have taken as a table conveniently. From that we are finding mean, variance, standard deviation, everything clear. But here ఏదో ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఇచ్చారండి మీకు, Suppose very clear. Suppose you want to design a new project. You want to design a new project. You want to design a new project. Okay. New project means generally you can prepare a small simulation model. You can prepare a small simulation model for it. Yes. Means your project not yet started. Yes. You have prepared a small simulation model. From that simulation model only, yes, trial runs. Trial run means success rates. Okay. Success rates you are trying to identify. Trial runs. Is it right or not? Means if that success, finally we can find the mean success rate, average success rate. If you see, if that average success rate is more and more, then I can start my work. Original project I will start. Mean success rate and standard deviation I have to find first. For the mean success rate and standard deviation ప్రాజెక్టే లేదు, ప్రాజెక్ట్ నువ్వు స్టార్ట్ చేయలేదు, కానీ మరి మీను వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఎస్టిమేట్ ది సక్సెస్ రేట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఎస్టిమేట్. అంటే నేను ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే, లిజన్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ, నేను ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ఇఫ్ క్లాస్, ఇక్కడ ఇంగ్లీష్ కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఇఫ్ ఐ స్టార్ట్ దట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్, ఓకే, వాట్ ఈజ్ మై సక్సెస్ రేట్, ఎస్టిమేటెడ్ సక్సెస్ రేట్ నువ్వు గెస్ చేస్తున్నావు. యు ఆర్ గెస్సింగ్ సక్సెస్ రేట్ గెస్ అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ నాట్ కండక్టెడ్ ఎనీ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ హియర్. ఇస్ ఇట్ రైట్ ఆర్ నాట్? ఒకవేళ నేను చేస్తే నాకు సక్సెస్ ఎంత వస్తుంది, అదేనండి డేటా అనలిస్ట్గా మీరు చేయాల్సి. ఆ సక్సెస్ వస్తుంది అని నువ్వు కన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇస్తే మీ కంపెనీ ఎండిఓ చైర్మన్, ఓకే, నా ఎంప్లాయీ నాకు చాలా స్ట్రాంగ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఇచ్చాడు అని, దెన్ దే కెన్ స్టార్ట్ ది వర్క్. ఈవెన్ ట్యాబ్లెట్ కూడా అంతే కదండి. ఈవెన్ వాట్ యు ఆర్ యూజింగ్ ద ట్యాబ్లెట్, పారాసిటమాల్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అన్నీ అంతే కదా. Is it right or not? Trial run success rate based outcomes, all those are. Is it? Yes. Now, up to now, see, mean variance and standard deviation generally we have calculated from the observed values. ఇప్పుడు మనం చేయబోయేదండి ఇదే రియల్ వరల్డ్ ప్రాక్టికల్ ప్రాబ్లం. ఇప్పుడు మనం చేయబోయేది ఏంటంటే అబ్జర్వ్డ్ వాల్యూస్ కాదు, అసలు ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటే జరగలేదు కదా. నో ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ ఈజ్ కండక్టెడ్. ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటే జరగల. ఒకవేళ జరిగితే ఏంటని చెప్పి అక్కడ మనం ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్స్ రాసాం కదమ్మా. ఇది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ చూడండి. టైమ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఎ క్రైటీరియా, ఓన్లీ కాన్సెప్ట్ ప్లేస్ సేమ్. ఇక్కడ మనం ఇప్పుడన్నీ చేసిన ఇక్కడ ఏంటి ఎఫ్ కదా. ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ ఎక్స్ corresponding to x values, these are frequencies. Frequencies means how many times x is repeated. Already you have observed, is it? Already we have observed. But from here onwards, frequencies undavu. Why? Observed values are not available. Is it right or not? In place of frequencies, we are going to write probabilities. Probability means, ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఎప్పుడు చెప్తామండి, జరిగిపోయిన ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్గా జరగబోయే ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్గా. జరిగిపోయిన ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్కి నాకెందుకండి. నిన్న ఇండియాకి ఇంగ్లాండ్కి మ్యాచ్ జరిగింది. వాట్ ఇస్ ద ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ విన్నింగ్ ఇండియా అని ఈరోజు అడుగుతాం ఆ క్వశ్చన్. ఈరోజు అడిగితే ఊరుకోండి సార్ నిన్న మ్యాచ్, మీరు ఎప్పుడు లేచారండి అంటారు. అవునా? ఎస్. అదే నిన్న మార్నింగ్ అడిగాను అనుకోండి ఈ క్వశ్చన్, వాట్ ఇస్ ద ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ విన్నింగ్ ఇండియా ఎగైనెస్ట్ ఇంగ్లాండ్ అని అడిగితే, నిన్న మార్నింగ్ అడిగితే అది ప్రాబిలిటీ అవుతుంది. అవునా? ఈ రోజు అడిగితే ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ అయిపోయింది. రైట్ అన్నాడు. సో బిఫోర్ కండక్టింగ్ ది ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ వాట్ యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్, దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ అంటే జరగబోయే వాటికి మనం చేసే ఎస్టిమేషన్. ఇస్ ఇట్ రైట్ అన్నాడు. సో ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ ఆన్వర్డ్స్ we are going to write probability distributions. Not, this is called frequency distribution. What you heard in earlier classes, what you learned in earlier classes about statistics, all those are frequency distributions, that is for observed values. From here onwards, what you are going to learn, that is the probability distribution. జరగలేదు, జరిగితే ఏమవుతుందో మీన్. ఓకే, వేరియన్స్. మరి జరిగితే ఏమవుతుందో అంటానికి ఫ్రీకి ఎఫ్ రాసే రైట్ మనకు లేదు కదండి. యు ఆర్ నాట్ ఎలిజిబుల్ టు రైట్ ద ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీస్. యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు రైట్ ఓన్లీ ప్రాబిలిటీస్. కీప్ దిస్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అండ్ పాయింట్ టు బి నోటెడ్ యువర్ ఆనర్. ఓకే, రైట్. నౌ కమింగ్ టు random variables, leave it. That word also leave it. Now, ఇప్పుడు ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అండి, వెరీ సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్. ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ వెరీ సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్ టు యూ. లిసన్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ. మై క్వశ్చన్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్. Same information is applicable for all real world cases also. Suppose if a single coin, very simple question, if a single coin is tossed, if a single fair coin is tossed 2 times, 3 times, sorry, 2 times. If a single coin is tossed two times, if అంటున్నాను చూడమ్మా, అంటే నేను ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేయలేదు. ఆల్రెడీ కాయిన్ ఎగరేసిన తర్వాత నాకు ఆల్రెడీ ఆన్సర్ కనిపిస్తుంది, అది కాదు. If a single coin is tossed two times, what is the expected number of heads? What is the expected number of heads? Expected number of heads means average number of heads. Means on an average, how many heads you can expect? Meaning is like that only. If a single coin is tossed, some of you are not following. If a single coin is tossed, on an average, how many heads you can expect? That is my question. Say this. Just this sentence only available with me. ఈ ఒక్క విషయమే తెలుసు. దీని నుంచి నేను ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తాను. అసలు నాకు డెఫినేషన్ ఏమి తెలియదు. లీవ్ ఇట్. ఐ డోంట్ నో ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ రాండమ్ వేరియబుల్ ఆల్సో. ఎస్, దిస్ పాయింట్ యూ లిసన్. నాకు ఇచ్చిన డేటా ఏంటండి? సింగిల్ కాయిన్ ఈజ్ టాస్డ్ టూ టైమ్స్. ఏ కాయిన్ ఈజ్ టాస్డ్ టూ టైమ్స్. ఎస్, కాయిన్ ఈజ్ టాస్డ్ టూ టైమ్స్. దానికి ఏదో నేను ఎక్స్ అని పేరు పెట్టుకుంటాను. వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ హెడ్స్? జాగ్రత్తగా విన్నాం. బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఏం జరుగుతుందో ఒకసారి బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇక్కడ రాస్తాను. ఇది శాంపుల్ స్పేస్ కదా. ఇఫ్ ఎ కాయిన్ ఈజ్ టాస్డ్ టూ టైమ్స్, వాట్ ఆర్ ది పాసిబుల్ అవుట్కమ్స్? బోత్ ఆర్ హెడ్స్. మేబీ ఫస్ట్ టైం హెడ్ రావచ్చు, సెకండ్ టైం హెడ్ రావచ్చు. బోత్ మే బి హెడ్స్. మేబీ హెడ్ టైల్ కాంబినేషన్, ఫస్ట్ హెడ్ అండ్ సెకండ్ టైల్ యూ కెన్ అబ్జర్వ్, ఆర్ టైల్ హెడ్ ఆర్ టైల్ టైల్. అదే కదా. నాకేం కావాలి? Average. Expected number of heads. Expected number of heads means on average how many heads I can expect. Meaning is average number of heads. Average కావాలి. దేనికి కావాలి? Average for number of heads. నేను average find out చేయాలి. దేనికి find out చేయాలి? Average I have to find for the number of heads. Number of heads. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, number of heads నేను ఇంకోటి ఏదో ఇలా తీసుకున్నా, జాగ్రత్తగా విన్నాం. ఇప్పుడు నేను సపోజ్ అంతా సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ క్లాసే, ఇక్కడ ఏం జరగలా. Suppose if both outcomes are tails only, in that case, how many heads andi? Zero number of heads again. Suppose, if both outcomes are tails only, రెండు tails కనుక పడితే, in that case, zero number of heads are not. నా క్వశ్చన్ అంతా number of heads మీదే వెళ్తుంది. సో నంబరే ఇవ్వాలి నేను. ఎస్, ఈ జీరో నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ హెడ్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? రెండు టైల్స్ కేసే కదండి. ఆర్ఎస్ యూ కెన్ అబ్జర్వ్ వన్ హెడర్. టూ టైమ్స్ లో ఒక్కసారి హెడ్ రావచ్చు. డస్ ఇట్? You are getting one head means it may be this case or this case. Is it right? Or both outcomes may be heads also. Is it? Is it? Now, all these are the possible number of heads or not? All these are possible number of heads. Possible number of heads I will take as a set, that is 0, 1. If two coins are tossed, my question is, what is the expected number of heads? What is the average number of heads? To find the average, first what I have to do? I have to identify how many possible heads are there. Average find out చేయాలంటే ముందు number of heads ఎన్ని ఉంటాయో తెలుసుకోవాలి కదా. ట్రై చేసాం, ఏదో కష్టపడ్డాం, తెలుసుకున్నాం. Is it? Yes. So these are all possible number of heads. అయిపోయింది. X. ఇప్పుడు నేను డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ రాస్తున్నా. Why I am writing distribution? X is nothing but the number of heads. I have to find the average for this number of heads or not? To find the average, I have to write a distribution. Right? మరి డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఇప్పుడు అన్ని ఇది డిస్క్రీట్. ఇవి డిస్క్రీటా కంటిన్యూస్ అండి? నంబర్ ఆఫ్ హెడ్స్ అమ్మా చూడండి. అయితే 0, అదర్వైజ్ 1, ఆర్ఎల్ 2. 0.1 హెడ్, 2.4 హెడ్స్ ఉండవు కదా. ఆఫ్టర్ 0 నెక్స్ట్ 1. ఆఫ్టర్ 1 నెక్స్ట్ 2. Between 0 and 1 values we are not taking into consideration. Between 1 and 2 values we are not taking into consideration. Clearly, this data is a discrete data. Clear or not? This data is a discrete data. Now, to find the average, my intention is to find the expectation. My intention is to find the average. To find the average, I have to prepare a distribution. I have to write a distribution. Distribution రాస్తున్నా. మరి డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ రాయాలంటే ఇక్కడ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీస్ కదా. అప్ టు నో యు నో అబౌట్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్. ఇక్కడ నేను ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ రాయలేను. ఎందుకు? అసలు ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటే జరగకుండా ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీస్ ఎక్కడ వస్తాయి? అవు కదా. Yes. So that ఇదంతా ఎస్టిమేషన్ కదా. Guessing. Guessing means probability distribution. In place of f of x, here p of x. P of x means probabilities. I have to find these x values. Probability of getting 0 heads, probability of getting 1 head, probability of getting 2 heads. కాయిన్ ఆల్రెడీ బేసిక్ ప్రాబిలిటీలోకి వెళ్ళిపోతాం. మొత్తం లింక్ చెప్తున్నాను, జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి. మా కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ స్టూడెంట్ చేయాల్సిన రోలు, రేపు మీరు ఎంఎన్సీలోకి వెళ్ళి సిస్టమ్ ముందు కూర్చున్నా ఇదే పని చేయాలి. ఇదే పని అంటే ఇవే చాలా లార్జ్ స్కేల్లో చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. జాగ్రత్తగా లార్జ్ స్కేల్లో చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది, పర్టికులర్లీ డేటా అనలిస్ట్గా ఉంటే. లేదు మీరు కోడింగ్ స్పెషలిస్ట్ అయితే దట్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్. అన్నిటికీ కావాలి బేస్ ఇవే. రైట్. జీరో probability of getting 0 heads. If a coin is tossed 2 times, coin is tossed 2 times means what is the denominator? And 4. Whenever coin is tossed 2 times, what is the denominator? 4. నిన్న క్లాస్ పర్ఫెక్ట్గా విన్న వాళ్ళకి అది ఈజీగా అర్థమవుతుంది. నిన్న వినకుండా ఏముందిలే మనకి ఇవన్నీ అవసరమా అని అనుకుంటూ ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఆ 4 రాసినా కొంతమంది అలాగే చూస్తున్నారు. 4 రాశాడేంటి సారు, అప్పుడెప్పుడో విన్నట్టుంది, మరి ఇలాగే ఉంటుందాం. ఎప్పుడైనా కాన్సెప్ట్ బేస్డ్ ప్రిపరేషన్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సి whenever 2 coins are tossed, denominator 4. Right. Probability of getting 0 heads. 0 heads అంటే అన్ని టైల్స్ కేసేగా. Out of 4, all tails case is only 1. Okay, 1 head case. 1 head case means how many 1 heads are possible? 2 possibilities are there. Yes, 2 heads. How many 2 heads are possible? 1. Is it? One clean observation. This is a entire sample space. All see every element of a sample space I have assigned a number here. Is it right or not? Any element left here? No element left here. All the elements of capital S are assigned with a number. Assigned with a number. Keep that information. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, శాంపుల్ స్పేస్ లో అన్ని ఎలిమెంట్స్ ని కవర్ చేశాం కదా. వాట్ ఇస్ ద ప్రాబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ది ఎంటైర్ శాంపుల్ స్పేస్? 1. Total sample space probability is nothing but 100% chance, that is 1. Sum of all probabilities 1 అండి. Check it. Because we have written the probabilities for all the elements of a sample space here. So if I take the sum 1/4 plus 2/4 plus 1/4, is it 1 or not? Sigma P of x is always 1 fixed. If it is not 1, we did a maybe probabilities level tappu chesamani. It should be 1. You are not getting 1 means definitely there might be some calculation mistakes in our probability. Now listen carefully. To find the expectation, this is okay. Now what is our intention? Now it is looking like a grouped data model or not? Discrete grouped data model or not? This is looking like a discrete grouped data model. What is mean formula? And mean mu is equal to, again, in case of discrete grouped data, mean mu is equal to sigma x into f of x by sigma f. Just now ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకు ముందే కదా చెప్పాను, డిస్క్రీట్ గ్రూప్ డేటాలో మీన్ ఇక్కడ ఎఫ్ ప్లేస్ లో ఎవరండి? పి. దేర్ ఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ పి ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్. అవునా కదా? అదే సిగ్మా పి ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ 1 కదా, ఫిక్స్డ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ సిగ్మా ఎక్స్ ఇంటూ పి ఆఫ్. మీరు ఏ బుక్ అయినా చూసుకోండి, ఇది ఫార్ములాగా ఉంటుంది. అవునా? What is the reason for that formula? This is a complete background of that formula. Sigma x into p of x ante x into 1 into 1/4, and tell me, plus 1 into 0 into 1/4 plus 1 into 2/4 plus 2 into 1/4. 2/4 plus 2/4 1. Take it, first one. On an average, how many, suppose if I toss a coin 2 times, on an average how many heads you can expect? ఎన్ని హెడ్స్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు? ఒక హెడ్. సార్ నేను గెస్ చేసి కూడా చెప్తా సార్, కుదరదండి, అది సైంటిఫిక్ అప్రోచ్. సపోజ్ 3 times 4 times వేసినా ఇదే లాజిక్ అప్లై చేస్తా. అస్ ఇట్ రైట్? సార్ గెస్ చేసి 1 అని చెప్తా సార్, కుదరదండి. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఏ సైంటిఫిక్ అప్రోచ్ ఫర్ దట్, ఈవెన్ దట్ గెస్సింగ్ ఆల్సో. What we are finding, this is nothing but the average number of heads. This is nothing but average number of heads. Now listen carefully. ఇప్పుడు టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ ఫార్మాట్ డెఫినేషన్కి వద్దాం. Now coming to the టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ ఫార్మాట్ డెఫినేషన్. Our intention is, మళ్ళీ I will rewrite again. ఇంకా మీకు ఫార్ములా ఇవ్వలేదండి నేను. అదే ఫార్ములా నాట్ yet given to you. Is it? See, I will rewrite again. Our intention is, listen carefully. Our intention is to find the average for the number of heads, means the expected number of heads. For that, I have to prepare a table for the number of heads like this. I have to write a distribution for the number of heads like this. Is it? Distribution we have to write for whom? Number of heads. Is it? Distribution. ఏది కావాలో దానికి distribution రాస్తాం. Distribution we have to write for the number of heads. To write a distribution like this, ఈ distribution ఎప్పుడు రాయగలిగానండి? To write a distribution like this, I have to assign the number of heads for the every element of a sample space. Is it right or not? Like after assigning the number of heads for every element of a sample space, then only this distribution is possible. Yes, means this number is nothing but 0 and in this particular example here my question is based on the number of heads, so that I have assigned 0 and 2. For any other question number of tails kavalandi, so that accordingly I have to assign. For any other question marks kavali, okay, I have to assign the marks here. Marks is also a number, maybe 1 mark or 2 mark, నాకు -4 వచ్చినాయండి, నేను పూర్ స్టూడెంట్ని, నాకు -4 మార్క్స్. ఈవెన్ దట్ -4 ఆల్సో ఆర్ అసైనింగ్ హియర్ ఆర్ నాట్? -4 లేదు, నువ్వు బాగా బ్రైట్ స్టూడెంట్, 99.99 వచ్చినాయి, నీకు 99. ఈవెన్ దట్ 99.99 ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ నంబర్ ఆర్ నాట్? ఎస్. So this number, this particular example, number of heads, leave it. Anyhow, it is a number. In another example, maybe number of tiles, or maybe number of tosses, or maybe marks, or weights, or heights, whatever it may be. Simply, these are all numbers. Here 0, 1, 2. Sometimes I need to assign negative values also. Sometimes I need to assign fractions also. So negative values, fractions, or any number anyhow, that is a real number. To write a distribution like this, I have to assign a real number. I have to assign a real number to the every element of a sample space. Without leaving a small element of a sample space, we are assigning a number. You see this. Assign చేస్తున్నాం కదా. We are assigning a number to the every element of a sample space. These are all real numbers. Just this is a range. Real numbers set extends from -infinity to +infinity. ఆ రియల్ నంబర్స్లో ఏవి కావాలో అవి మాత్రం అసైన్ చేసుకుంటున్నాను. ఈ పర్టికులర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎంటైర్. సో I have to assign a real number to every element of a sample space. That assignment process is looking like one function or not? ఇది ఒక ఫంక్షన్ లాగా లేదు? This is a domain of the function. That is a codomain of that function. This is a range of that function. This is a range of that function. That function we named as a random variable. What is random variable? If I assign, see, random variable is a function that assigns a real number to every element of a sample. మీకు టెక్స్ట్ బుక్లో డెఫినేషన్ ఇలా ఉంటుంది చూడండి. ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్ ఈజ్ ఏ ఫంక్షన్ దట్ అసైన్స్ ఏ రియల్ నంబర్ టు ఎవ్రీ ఎలిమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎ శాంపుల్ స్పేస్. ఎందుకు అసైన్ చేస్తా ఉండే పని లేదా? దిస్ ఇస్ ఏ రీజన్. ఓకే, టు ఫైండ్ ద మీన్, you can find the variance, standard deviation also. To find the mean, I have to write a distribution like this. To write a distribution like this, I have to assign a real number to every element of a sample space. That assignment process is looking like function. అది ఫంక్షన్ లాగా ఉంది కాబట్టి వాడికి ఏదో ఒక పేరు పెట్టుకోవాలి కాబట్టి ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్ అని పేరు. బికాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ ర్యాండమ్ నంబర్. ర్యాండమ్గా వస్తున్న నంబర్ కాబట్టి ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్ అని పేరు పెట్టారు. అదే. సో దట్ ఈస్ ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్. వాట్ ఈస్ ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్ నో? ఎస్, random variable is a introduction. Here introduction. Now from this I will give the example. Definition. Write the definition once. Random variable is a function. You also write parallelly. Random variable is a function that assigns a real number, that assigns a real number to every element of a sample space. Is denoted by notation. X maps S to R. X is there, just notation is X. See here also the example. Say this. For this particular example, I have assigned 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2 means my question is nothing but the number of heads. Number of heads are discrete type only. 0 point fractions we are not taking. Between 0 and infinite number of values we are not taking. But every time data need not be like that. Sometimes, for example, heights of the students. Heights between 5.1 to 6.2 if I take. Between 5.1 to 6.2, how many heights you can impose? Infinite number of values you can impose. One person height may be 5.75 also, one person height may be 6.13 also. Is it right or not? Between 5.1 to 6.2, infinite number of values we can impose. So that type of random variable is called continuous random variable. Random variables are two types. One is discrete, second one is continuous. The example what we have discussed, that is discrete type. If it is continuous, how to do that also I will give you. First you write that information. Random variables are two types. Types of random variables. Discrete random variable. Discrete random variable. If we assign, if we assign discrete values, if we assign discrete values to the elements of a sample space, then X is called discrete random variable. Example, if three fair coins are tossed, then random variable capital X, number of heads. You can write number of tails also. Ah. If three fair coins are tossed, random variable capital X is the number of heads means, okay, the values what we have to assign here, all possible number of heads I have to assign. Suppose if all outcomes are tails only, in that case, zero number of heads. Or else you can observe one head, or else two heads, or All three are heads also. All these are the possible number of heads. This is 3 coins, not 2 coins. Clear? One more example I will give you for more clarity like this. Example. If two fair dice are rolled, then if I define like this, random variable capital X, then random variable capital X is equal to sum of numbers on two dice. Sum of numbers on two dice means what are the possible values of X? Two dice are rolled means all possible sums. Already yesterday with the table form with simple techniques also given to you. Possible sums for two die problem. First die is marked with the numbers 1 to 6 and second die also marked with the numbers 1 to 6. Minimum possible sum is 1 plus 1 2. Maximum possible sum is 6 plus 6 12. Sums are oscillating between 2 to 12 only. If I want to ask the question for it, for this X, I can ask mean, variance, standard deviation. For that model of examples, we will discuss that problems. We can find the mean, variance, standard deviation for X values. To find the mean and standard deviation, again I have to write a distribution table. These are discrete random variable examples. In a similar manner, go to continuous random variable. Second model of example. Second model of random variable, continuous random variable. What is continuous? Very clear. If you assign infinite number of values, uncountable values, discrete values means countable. Continuous means uncountable. If we assign, continuous values, if we assign continuous values, continuous means uncountable. For the elements of a sample space, in the interval you can assign between an interval, any interval, in the interval, then X is called continuous random variable. Example, example, give me heights, heights of a students between BW means between 5.4 to 6.2 feet. Heights I am taking between 5.4 to 6.2. Between 5.4 to 6.2, you can impose infinite number of values continuously, not one, not example. Heights, weights, length. Length of rods between 6.1 to 14.8 meters. You can take the length of the steel rod. It may be, say, length is also we can calculate in millimeters also. Means length, height, weight, even weight also. Suppose the weight may be some person's weight may be 30, maybe 59.62 also. Like that. If you take the height, weight, length, breadth, pulse rate, blood pressure, sugar levels, all these comes under continuous random variable only. Number of such examples we can give in case of continuous random variable. If it is a discrete random variable, how to find the mean variance and standard deviation? If it is a continuous random variable, how to find the mean variance and standard deviation? Is the main heading. Mean, variance and SD of discrete random variable. Mean, variance and standard deviation of discrete random variable. If capital X is a discrete random variable, what I have explained orally with example, complete that example I am giving in theoretical representation. X is a discrete random variable with following discrete distribution. Following discrete distribution. X, P of X, not F of X. X1 corresponding to X1, P of X1. Corresponding to X2, P of X2. If you continue like this, corresponding to Xn, P of Xn. నేను మీకు మొత్తం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసింది థియరిటికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇస్తున్నానండి అంతే. నేను ఏదైతే చెప్పానో అది థియరిటికల్గా చెప్తాను. ఆల్రెడీ ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ప్రాబబిలిటీస్ మస్ట్ బి వన్ ఆర్ నాట్. సమ్ స్టాండర్డ్ అబ్జర్వేషన్. Sigma P of X is 1. What is mean? Mean mu is equal to sigma x into P of X by sigma P of X. Already this is 1. That is sigma x into P of X. In case of discrete random variable, this is a formula for mean. Why? That is a reason. Actually, sigma x into f of x by sigma f of x. From that only it was derived. Next, variance. Variance in case of discrete, variance formula sigma x minus mu whole square into it is a discrete grouped data model. In case of discrete grouped data model, what is variance formula? Sigma of x minus mu whole square into f of x by sigma f of x. Actually, there f of x here p of x or not? There f of x here p of x by sigma p of x. Same formula I am writing. Sigma x minus mu whole square into f of x by sigma f of x. In place of f here p. But this is already 1. Sigma p of x is 1 or not? If you simplify, if you say this, again this is in a form a minus b whole square, still simplification is possible. I will not give you final proof, but you say this, I am giving a hint. If you apply a minus b whole square formula, still simplification is possible. Last simplified step I will write. What is the last simplified step? You will get sigma x square into p of x minus mu square will get. How it comes means, if you simplify a minus b whole square, simplified form, I will write in bracket for more clarity, simplified form. Standard deviation is always root over variance. Therefore, if I will rewrite these formulas, therefore, if capital X is a discrete random variable, then mean mu r E of x. E means notation, another notation. Expected value of a random variable x. Random variable is denoted as capital X or not? Expected value. E means expected value, another notation. Mean mu or E of x is sigma x into P of x. Variance sigma square or P of x, variance of a random variable x. Sigma x square into P of x minus mu square. Standard deviation sigma is root over variance. That is always a fixed observation. In case of discrete grouped data, we have to find mean variance and standard deviation like this. Okay. Now I will give one previous gate question. Completion of these problems will go to continuous set. Box contains 5 items. of which 2 are defective. Box contains 5 items of which 2 are defective. Then ఫ్యాన్ ఏమ్మా ఇక్కడ దోమలు వస్తున్నాయి బాగా. If 2 are selected at random, find the standard deviation of number of defective items. Also find P of x greater than or equal to 1. Say, here you can see the tail end of the question. We are not asking probability. You see the tail end of the question, what it is? We are asking the standard deviation for the number of defective items, number only. Standard deviation also, we are asking for the number of defective items. Standard deviation for the number of defective items we are asking. So, to find the standard deviation for the number of defective items, first I have to write a distribution for the number of defective items. If you write a distribution, then mean and standard deviation possible. Okay. How to write a distribution? So prepare a table carefully, we have to prepare. Say this, complete starting from the data. There is a back, we have to write the probabilities also here. We have to develop everything. Solution. There is a box and in this box, how many items are there? Box contains 5 items. Out of 5, 2 defective. 2 defective means remaining 3 are good. There is a box containing 5 items. Among them, two are defective means remaining 3 are good. This is the data. Yes. How many items you have selected? 2 items are selected at random. Listen carefully. There is a box containing Vinoddamma, Vinte Papam. There is a box containing 5 items, of which 2 are defective. That is the basic data. From the total box, we have selected 2 items randomly. 2 items randomly. See this. 2 items randomly you have drawn and says, next I have to prepare a table. In probability, see, in discrete distribution table, I have to write the probabilities or not. So to find the probability, how many items you are selecting? Yes, we can select 2 items out of 5 items in how many ways? We can select we can select 2 out of we can select 2 items out of 5 items in how many ways? 5C2 ways. Because to write the probabilities denominator required, we are selecting 2 out of 5 in 5C2 ways or not? Yes. Now, coming to this. A box contains 5 items of which 2 are defective. If 2 are selected randomly, we are selecting 2 items randomly in 5C2 ways. Find the standard deviation of the number of defective items. So, based on the given data, what is required to you? That is a random variable. What is our random variable? Our random variable capital X is the number of defective items. Random variable capital X is let X is equal to number of defective items. Number of defective items. Out of how many? 2 items. Why 2 items? We are not drawing all 5. Just we are drawing out of 5 items, we are drawing 2 items only. From the selected 2 items only, I have to write the defective items, or from the total I have to write. How many you are selecting? Only 2 items you are selecting. Is it right or not? From the selected items only, you have to write the number of defective items. What it is? Number of defective items are, suppose, see, luckily, if all 2 are good, in that case, 0 number of defective items. Here I have to write a number for the number of defective items. If selected 2 are good only, in that case, 0 number of defective items or not? Maybe one defective you can observe, or both may be defective you can observe. Every problem, based on the given data, what is X you write first. What is X? What is random variable X you write? Here, my random variable capital X is nothing but the number of defective items out of 2 items. So, all possible number of defective items. Why 2 items? Out of 5, I have drawn 2 items only. From the selected 2 items only, I have to write the number of defective items. Yes. Now you prepare a table for it. For this, you write a distribution. What it is? X. Already X is nothing but number of defective items. Corresponding probabilities. 0, 1, 2. What is the chance of getting 0 defective items? This is very important observation you see. Denominator. We are selecting 2. 5C2 is a common denominator because we are selecting 2 items randomly. Now coming to the numerator. See, 0 defective items means how many defective items are there totally? Say this. 2 items we are selecting. We can select 2 out of 5 in 5C2 ways. That goes to the denominator. 0 defective items means, defective items are 0 means all 2 are good only or not? All 2 are good means how many good items are there? 3. 3C2. Here, one defective item, already we are selecting 2. One of them is defective means, how many defective are there? 2. That one is from 2 defective items and remaining one is from good items because already we are selecting 2. Only one is defective. So the defective one you can select from 2 defective items and remaining one is from good items. 3C1. Next. Both are bad only. Both are defective. Both are defective means how many defective? There are 2 defective. Selected 2 are defective only. 2C2. The table values you write clearly. If you rewrite the table, X, P of X, 0, 1, 2, 1. Next, 3C2 value 3. 5C2 10. 2 into 2C1 2, 2 into 3 6. 6 by 10, 1 by 10. Sum of all probabilities must be 1. That is always clear. We have to prepare a table like this. ఏమో అసలు ప్రాబబిలిటీ అంటే ఏంటో తెలియనట్టు చూస్తున్నారు కొంతమంది. ఎలా P&S ఎలా రాస్తారు మరి ఎగ్జామ్? డినామినేటర్ 5C2 ఎలా రాశానో ఐడియా లేదా? నిన్న క్లాస్ అసలు మీరు ఏమి వినలేదు. ఏమర్థం అవుతుందమ్మా ఇలా అయితే? ఇప్పుడు నేను ప్రతి స్టెప్లో ప్రాబబిలిటీసే రాయాలి. వై ప్రాబబిలిటీ అండ్ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ టు రైట్ ఏ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ అవన్నీ రియల్ వరల్డ్ ఇవన్నీ రియల్ వరల్డ్ ప్రాక్టికల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేయాలంటే నేను డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఇలా రాయాలి. ఇలా డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ రాయాలంటే ఈ లైన్ అంతా నేను ప్రాబబిలిటీస్ చేయాలి. నాకు ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఎలా చేయాలో తెలిస్తే కానీ ఈ లైన్ నేను రాయగలను. ఈ రో ఫిల్ చేయాలంటే నాకు ప్రాబబిలిటీ గురించి బేసిక్ ఐడియా ఉన్నా, అందుకేనండి ప్రాబబిలిటీ స్టార్టింగ్. జస్ట్ టు ఫిల్ దిస్ లైన్ ఓన్లీ. అది ఆ లైన్ ఫిల్ చేస్తేనే నేను మీన్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయగలను. మరి ఆ లైన్ ఫిల్ చేయాలంటే ప్రాబబిలిటీ తెలియదా? 5C2 అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇంక నేనేం చెప్పలేను కదా. ఓకే, అందుకే నిన్న బేసిక్స్ పర్మిటేషన్స్తో స్టార్ట్ చేసి చెప్పాను నిన్న క్లాస్. నేను నాకు తెలిసి మీలో చాలామంది వినుంటారు. మరి ఎలా అండి? రైట్. Now, once if you prepare a table like this, yes, now it is a, for this distribution, you find the mean, already mean formula given, mean, variance, standard deviation, everything given. To find the standard deviation, first mean required to me or not? What is mean? Mean mu is equal to mean mu or E of x, expected value of a random variable x. Meaning is same. Sigma x into P of x. What are the values of sigma x into P of x? Say this. Take the table. That is 0 into 3 by 10 plus 1 into 6 by 10 plus 2 into 1 by 10. 8 by 10 and 0.8. Average number of defective items is 0.8. On an average, 0.8 defective items are possible if you draw 2 items randomly. How to understand? If you selected 2 items randomly, average number of defective items is 0.8. Standard deviation. To find the standard deviation, first I have to find the variance or not. Variance sigma square is equal to. You are? Your faculty, Amma. Just 2 minutes wait. Sigma x square into P of x minus mu square. Was it? Why variance? Actual question they asked standard deviation. For standard deviation, first variance required to me. X square into P of x అంటే అలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం. 1 minute. టేబుల్ కావాలి కదా. Table చూడు. 0 square. See, first you square of x and then you multiply with P of x. 0 square into 3 by 10 plus what it is? 1 square into 6 by 10 plus 2 square into 1 by 10 minus mu square. Mu is 0.8 whole square. That is nothing but 6 by 10 plus 4 by 10 minus 0.8 whole square. One minus 0.8 whole square. 1 minus 0.64, 0.36. Actual question is standard deviation. Standard deviation is the root over variance or not? Is it? And here, one more question we asked here. What it is? P of x greater than or equal to 1. Probability either 1 or more than 1. Probability either 1 or more than 1 means either x is equal to 1 or x is equal to, because maximum is 2 only. 0, 1, 2. X is greater than or equal to 1 means either 1 or more than 1. Probability at 1. What is probability at 1? 6 by 10, na? Probability at 1. 6 by 10. This is 6 by 10, 1 by 10, 7 by 10, 0.7 is there. For discrete random variables, we can solve the problems like this. I will give one more problem like this. After this problem, I will give a small break. If two fair dice are rolled, the random variable capital X is sum of numbers on dice. Already this example given. Find E of X. E of X means mean of X. That is the expectation of a random variable X. Say this. To find the mean, first you have to write a distribution. Solution. Mean required here means for that I have to write a distribution. What is distribution here? Sum of the numbers on both die means number on first die plus number on second die. Okay? That I have to write. Already I have explained yesterday. This is die 1, die 2, 2 dice problem. First die is marked with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So what is random variable X? Given X is equal to sum of numbers on dice. Sum of numbers on die 1 comma die 2. What is the minimum possible sum? 1 plus 1 2. What is the maximum possible sum? 6 plus 6 12. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. X E of X. You have to prepare a table, distribution table for all these values. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probabilities, respect to probabilities. Since it is a 2 days problem, 2 days problem is what is denominator? For all of them, denominator is 36. Please don't ask me how it is, sir. Already I have explained clearly yesterday, nearly 1 hour I have explained. For all of them, common denominator like 5C2 for previous problem, 2 days problem, fixed denominator is 36. Out of 36 possibilities, how many of them give sum to only one ordered pair, that is ordered pair 1, 1. This information also given yesterday, one table format also given, check it. 3. Number, sum 5 4 ways, sum 6 5 ways, sum 7 6 ways. Again here descending order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. అది ఎలా వచ్చిందో అర్థం కావట్లేదు కదా కొంతమందికి. అవన్నీ చెప్పానమ్మా నిన్న 1.5 hours చెప్పాను అవి. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ నేను అంత ఫ్లాష్ బ్యాక్ వెళ్ళాలంటే 1.5 hour క్లాస్ తీసుకోవాలి. ఆల్రెడీ నిన్న చెప్పాను. నిన్న మీరు అవన్నీ వినుంటే ఇవి ఎంజాయ్ చేసి ఉండేవాళ్ళు. అదేదో వేరే లాంగ్వేజ్ మూవీ చూస్తున్నట్టు ఉంటుంది ఇప్పుడు. అవునా? అవన్నీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి, చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఆర్ మిస్సింగ్. సేమ్ ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ ఆన్వర్డ్స్ సేమ్. మీన్ మ్యూ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు sigma x into p of x. They are asking mean or expectation. That is 2 into 1 by 36 plus 3 into 2 by 36 plus 4 into 3 by 36 plus and so on 12 into 1 by 36. Therefore, E of mean or E of x both are. That calculation I am leaving to you. ఒక్కసారి నిన్న నేను చెప్పి మీకు రికార్డింగ్ అవైలబుల్గా ఉంటుందామా? ఒక్కసారి చూసుకోండి బాబు. మీకు ఏ మాత్రం ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉన్నా నిన్న నేను మొదటి నుంచి చెప్పింది చూసుకోండి. అసలు మాకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేదు సార్ లీవ్ ఇట్ అంటే ఐ విల్ నాట్ ఇన్సిస్ట్ యూ. ఒక్కసారి చూసి ఈరోజు మీరు ఏవైతే ల్యాగ్ అయ్యారో, ఎక్కడెక్కడ మీకు డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయో అవి చూసుకోండి, మీకు క్లారిటీ వచ్చి. కొన్ని టిప్స్, కొన్ని టెక్నిక్స్, షార్ట్ కట్స్ కూడా చెప్పాను నిన్న క్లాస్లో. 2 days ప్రాబ్లమ్స్కి 3 days ప్రాబ్లంకి డైరెక్ట్గా ఎలా చేయాలో చెప్పాను. ప్లేయింగ్ కార్డ్స్ మీద డేటా, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ ఎస్టర్డే క్లియర్లీ. యూ జస్ట్ సీ దట్ రికార్డింగ్ క్లాస్ వన్స్. మీరు అది చూసిన తర్వాత ఇవి ఫాలో అవ్వండి, ఇంకా మీకు ఈజీగా ఉంది. నేను ఇప్పుడు డైరెక్ట్గా రాసేసాను కదా 1 2 3 4 5 6. మీరు వినుండకపోతే చాలామందికి అది అర్థం కాదు. 5/36 ఏంటి సార్ ఏదేదో రాస్తున్నారు మీరు. వినుంటే మాత్రం ఎలా రాశారో మీకు పర్ఫెక్ట్ క్లాస్. ఓకే, టేక్ ఎ స్మాల్ బ్రేక్. బ్రేక్ తర్వాత కంటిన్యూస్ ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ కంటిన్యూస్ ర్యాండమ్ వేరియబుల్, హౌ టు ఫైండ్ మీన్ వేరియన్స్ స్టాండర్డ్ డీవియేషన్ విత్ సమ్ ప్రీవియస్ గేట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. బయటకంట వెళ్ళకండి అమ్మా.
రే ఎవరు బయటికి వెళ్ళకండి. అరే బయటికి ఎవరు వెళ్ళమాగండి. 5 minutes ఇచ్చారు బ్రేకు.
Okay. Now coming to mean variance and standard deviation for continuous random variable. If it is a continuous random variable, how to find the mean variance and standard deviation? Mean variance and ST for continuous random variable. See, already I told you, in case of continuous random variable, suppose say this, you can take the heights. Don't write this, you just take the heading only. Heights between maybe 6.1 to maybe 5.1 to 6.2 feet. Between 5.1 and 6.2, you can impose infinite number of values. Suppose you can take the weights between 30.4 kgs to 42.3 kg in interval. Between 30.4 to 42.3, you can impose infinite number of values continuously. All these comes under continuous random variable examples. Okay. What is the difference in case of discrete and continuous? This is very important observation. Generally, in case of discrete random variable, suppose x p of x, I can prepare a table like some previous problem 0 and 2. All these are the discrete values. Corresponding to every discrete value, these are all countable values. For every countable value, I can write a distribution, I can find the probabilities, I can write a distribution like this. But whereas in continuous random variable, suppose you can take an example of heights only. Heights x, p of x. Say this. Heights of some particular persons, p of x. Minimum height 5.1 I took, heights between this interval 5.1 to 6.2. Next, ending is 6.2, okay. But how to find the probabilities for all these? If there are limited number of values, 4 values, 5 values, even 100 values also, I can. But between 5.1 to 6.2, how many values are there? Infinite number of values which falls between 5.1 to 6.2. For all those infinite number of values, how can I write a distribution? Not possible to write a distribution like in discrete. So, what we have to do? Simple observation, listen carefully. So, what we have to do? Suppose if you draw the curve corresponding to heights only, for example, heights are varying from where to where? Maybe 5.2 to 5.1 to 6.2. I am taking the heights along y-axis and these are the number of persons along x-axis. Number of persons I will take along x-axis, heights I will take along y-axis. Don't write. Minimum height is 5.1 and maximum height is 6.2. Suppose first person and second person we say this. Heights are oscillating, maybe. These are the various persons. First person height may is 5.1. Next person height, next person height, they are different heights you can take. Okay. What is the maximum possible height? Is 6 point. If you draw the graph of heights of all persons, suppose these are the number of persons. If you draw the graph of the height of a person, if you take on y-axis, if you draw the graph of all persons' heights, graph is like this or not? Graph is like this or not? Yes. That graph is called the probability density function f of x. Like in discrete distribution, in continuous distribution, it is not possible to draw the table. Take the table like that. Because for infinite number of values, distribution it is difficult, not possible. Okay, not possible also. So what we'll do, suppose if it is a heights related, okay, I will take the graph of the heights of all the persons. If it is a weights related, I will take the graph of the weights of all the persons. If it is a length or breadth or whatever it may be, you can take the graph. This graph, it is nothing but this graph represent one function or not. That function, we call it as a probability density function. Simply, I will write it again clearly. Simply, we call it as PDF. PDF means probability density function. Suppose I want to find the probability from one point or other. Suppose between C and D I want to find. To find the probability, I can find the area under the curve. To find the probability between A and B, we can find the area under the curve A and B. To find the area under the curve A and B, what I have to do? I have to integrate the function. If I integrate, I will get the respective probability. Sir, how to identify this graph? How to identify this function means don't worry. In exam, in real world practical problems, based on the given data, we have to design that function also. You have to design that function. Means data you have to plot in a curve mode. By using that curve, you have to develop that function too in real world practical problem. But exam point of view, don't worry. They will provide that function directly. They will give the probability density function for the continuous random variable. Compared to discrete, continuous problems are easy. Why? Because directly they will give f of x probability density function. Simply if you integrate what is required to you will get it. Okay. So how it is? This information theoretically I will explain. You say this. I will erase all this first. For example, consider with example I will explain. Consider the example. Weights of children between 30.4 kgs to 51.5 kg. Suppose you can take the weights of a children. From this example, here sample space is nothing but the children. Here the sample space is the children. For these children, this is a real number set. For this real number, see, we are assigning the weights to each and every child here. We are assigning a weight to each and every person of a sample space. So here sample space is nothing but the all children, maybe a school or maybe any room. Okay, some children are there. For those children, we are assigning the weights. Okay, so weights from where to where? 30.4 kgs to what it is? 51.5 kgs. Up to this only. Actually, there are infinite number of real numbers. Among them, all children weights we are assigning between 30.4 to 51.5 because we can impose infinite number of values in between them. All these are continuous values. Say this, rough estimation. This is nothing but the weights are here random variable, here random variable x is equal to, here capital X is nothing but weights. Between where to where? 30.4 to weights between where to where? 30.4 to 51.5 kgs. Say this. Here, like in discrete random variable, distribution table not possible. So what I will do? These are the children. Children weights we are assigning from where to where? 30.4 to what it is? 30.4 to weight. 1 minute. Weights we are assigning. From where to where? 51, na? Maybe 30.4 is like. Approximately. Okay? This is, we are assigning the heights. Sorry, heights, weights between A and B. Now, this function, we call it as a weights. If you draw the weights of all persons as a graph, this graph represents the weights from 30.4 to 51.5. See, probability is nothing but, see, this area under probability at one particular place. Suppose I want to find the probability from B, and suppose between 2 points A and B required to me. Suppose this is A, this is B. Probability between A less than or equal to X less than or equal to B is nothing but it is enough to find the area under the curve f of x. Integral A to B f of x dx. Area means integration only or not? Here this f of x is called probability density function. PDF. PDF we call it as. Generally, from this example, one rough graph I have drawn like this, that graph, but generally in examination, they will provide that function directly, they will give that PDF, probability density function. To find the integration, sorry, to find the probability, it is enough to integrate the function between those limits. Ah, not yet completed. Right, fast. In discrete sigma, here some observations, some key observations I will give you. Discrete, continuous. Discrimination. There P of x, here f of x dx. No P here. There P of x, here it is f of x dx. There sigma, here integration. P of x is related to f of x dx. Sigma is related. Sigma means summation. Integration is also summation. Direct summation not possible. With the name of integration, we are doing that sum. A less than or equal to x less than or equal to b. Sorry, 1 minute. P of A less than or equal to x less than or equal to b means corresponding to this integral a to b f of x dx. There sigma p of x is equal to 1. Here integral minus infinity to infinity, total real number set. Integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x dx is equal to 1. Meaning is same. Continuous and discrete. Now coming to mean. In continuous random variable, what is mean? If capital X is continuous random variable, then mean mu is equal to R E of x. What is mean formula? In case of discrete, mean is sigma x into P of x. Already I told you, there sigma, here is its integration. There P of x, here it is f of x dx. Mean formula is sigma x into P of x. There sigma, here it is integration or not? Integration x into f of x dx. Limits are given from the based on the given data, we will take the limits. Here roughly I am writing the limits AB. In problem, which limits are given to you accordingly you can. Variance. Variance sigma square or V of x. Same formula. There sigma, here integration. X square into P of x. P of x, here it is f of x dx minus mu square. Standard deviation sigma is always root over variance. Okay. Now I will give one previous gate question. They will ask like a continuous random variable capital X has a PDF. PDF means probability density function. F of x is equal to, like this they will ask. 1 minus x square, 0 less than x less than 1. 0 otherwise. Otherwise means function defined between 0 and 1 only. Between 0 and 1 function defined like this. In remaining all places it is 0 only. Find K, mean, standard deviation and P of x greater than 0.5. Four questions I asked from the same data. A continuous random variable capital X has a probability density function. In exam, they will give PDF like this. Solution. What is my first question? I have to find the parameter K first. To find the parameter, how to find me? Equate total probability with 1. Total probability means integral minus into plus into f of h dx is 1 or not? Equate it. Function defined between 0 and 1 only. Remaining all places 0 means after 1 it is 0, before 0 also it is 0. We know that for k we are doing this. Integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x dx is equal to 1. But limits given between 0 and 1. After 1, 0, before 0, 0. No need to write. So that you can take the limits from 0 to 1 only. F of x. What is f of x between 0 and 1? K into 1 minus x square dx is equal to 1. Integrate this function. K into what it is? X minus x cube by 3. 0 to 1 is equal to 1. Is it? That implies k into apply limits. 1 minus 1 by 3. Lower limit is 0 only. K into 2 by 3 is equal to 1. Therefore, what is k? 3 by 2. K value 3 by 2. Okay. Next. After finding k, next mean. Okay. What is mean formula? Therefore, see, rewrite the function again with new k. Therefore, what is f of x? PDF f of x. K into 1 minus x square means 3 by 2 into 1 minus x square between 0 and 1. Remaining places 0 only, so that I am not writing. Now, next mean required to me. What is mean mu? Mean is equal to, tell me, integral. Actually, integral limits are from where to where? 0 to 1, x into f of x dx. That is integral 0 to 1, x into what it is? 3 by 2 into 1 minus x square dx. That is integral 0 to 1, 3 by 2 you take it out, x minus x cube dx. That is 3 by 2 into x square by 2 minus x power 4 by 4, 0 to 1. 3 by 2 into upper limit, lower limit 0 only, 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. Finally, it is 3 by 8. Check it. Mean is like this only. Okay. Next, variance. What is variance formula? Variance is equal to integral 0 to 1 x square into f of x dx minus mu square or not? That is integral 0 to 1 x square into what is f of x and 3 by 2 into 1 minus x square dx minus mu square means 3 by 8 whole square. Okay. So that is nothing but integral 0 to 1 3 by 2 into x square minus x power 4 dx minus 9 by 64. That is nothing but 3 by 2 into x square is nothing but integration of x square x cube by 3 x power 5 by 5 0 to 1 minus 9 by 64. That is nothing but 3 by 2 into 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5 minus 9 by that calculation whatever it may be that you can finish. Next, that calculation I am leaving to you. Standard deviation is always root over variance. And one more question they asked. P of x greater than or equal to 0.5 they asked. Probability, only probability they are asking. To find the probability, it is enough to integrate the function. Probability after 0.5. Probability from 0.5 onwards means up to what extent? Up to infinity. Up to infinity actually. Lower limit given, upper limit not given means integral 0.5 to infinity, just integrate the function f of x dx. But up to infinity function not defined. Our maximum limit is up to 1 only, function defined between 0, so that no need to, even after 1 also, 1 to infinity portion it will become 0. So that you can take it as between 0.5 to 1. What is f of x? 3 by 2 into 1 minus x square dx. You know how to integrate it, you can integrate. That integration part I am leaving to you. In case of continuous random variable, this is a procedure. Okay. And one more previous gate question. A continuous random variable has a PDF, has a probability density function PDF. F of x is equal to e power minus x. 0 less than x less than infinity. Function defined between 0 and infinity. 0 if 0 otherwise. Otherwise means what the meaning? Between 0 and infinity function defined like this. Before 0 it is 0. So then no need to take the limits completely. You can take between 0 and infinity is sufficient. Negative side completely it is 0. Question is find variance of x. Find variance of x. Find the variance of a random variable x. Continuous random variable capital X as a PDF. What is variance formula? Solution. Variance V of x is equal to integral. Limits are from 0 to infinity only or not? X square into f of x dx minus mu square. But what is mu here? That is integral 0 to infinity x square into f of x dx minus mu. Mu is nothing but mean. What is mean formula? Integral 0 to infinity x into f of x dx or not? Whole square. Mean is nothing but for a continuous random variable mean is x into f of x dx or not? So integral 0 to infinity x square into what is f of x and e power minus x dx minus integral 0 to infinity x into e power minus x dx whole square. F of x given like that only. How to integrate this? Here I have to apply integration by parts. Here also you have to apply integration by parts. Okay, one traditional procedure. You know how to apply integration by parts even in intermediate level also, but not required. One more technique is that is with the gamma function. If you apply gamma function technique, direct answer will come. No need to apply integration. What is gamma function? You have an idea on gamma function. Tell me. What is gamma n? Integral 0 to infinity e power minus x into x power n minus 1 dx for n greater than 0. This is gamma function. From this there are some theoretical proofs. Gamma 1 is 1. Gamma n is n minus 1 factorial. Direct application. Gamma n is n minus 1 factorial. Gamma 1 by 2 value root 2 and some proofs are there for it. Sorry, root pi, root 2 written. Now, directly you can apply gamma function for this problem. You can make it easy now. It is looking like, observe carefully. This is in a form e power minus x into x power n minus 1. Gamma n e power minus x into x power n minus 1 ds. This I will write as e power minus x into x square. I will write as x power 3 minus 1. X square you can write as x power 3 minus 1. Here also same limits also 0 to infinity you see. 0 to infinity e power minus x into x power 1 you can write as x power 2 minus 1. Gamma form you write. That is what it is? Integral integral 0 to infinity I will write it in a form e power minus x power 3 minus 1 dx minus integral 0 to infinity e power minus x into this x I will write as 2 minus 1 dx. Why I am writing like this in sense? Gamma function form e power minus x into x power n minus 1. This is also e power minus x into x power n minus 1. Now integral 0 to infinity gamma function e power minus x into x power n minus 1 dx is gamma n, gamma 3 minus. This is nothing but gamma 2. Don't like a square root. Reverse 7 symbol. Gamma 2 whole square. Gamma n is nothing but n minus 1 factorial or not? This is 2 factorial. This is 1 factorial whole square. 2 factorial 2, 1 factorial whole square is 1, final answer 1. If you apply integration by parts, it is lengthy, very lengthy. Instead of doing like that, you can do like this in simple way. This is a simple gamma function application. Okay. Like this, if every continuous random variable related problem, they will give the probability density function also. They will give probability density function like this. We can find mean, variance, standard deviation even if they ask probabilities also. This is a way in case of continuous random variable. Now, I will give you the properties of random variables. Properties also useful. Properties of random variables means these are applicable for both discrete and continuous, any type of random variable. Random variables. If capital X comma Y are any two random variables, any two random variables, then expectation of X plus or minus Y means what is the meaning? E means expectation, means mean. Mean of sum or difference of two random variables. Suppose x and y are separate random variables. You just add x and y together or subtract x and y. Then what is the mean of the sum or difference of two random variables? You can split into like this. You can split like this. Mean of the sum or difference of two random variables is equal to sum or difference of two individual means. If it is plus, you can take plus. If it is minus, you can take minus. Plus or minus meaning is not at a time. If the operation is plus, you can take plus. If the operation is minus, you can take minus. Suppose if you multiply like this, x you can multiply with a constant a and y you can multiply with constant b. If any constants are there, constants you write outside first, no problem. A comma b are constants, it seems to. Suppose only one student has written the exam. Suppose he got 60 marks. What is the average marks? 60 only. So mean of a single number is always itself. Mean of a constant C is always itself. Mean of a single number is always itself. What is E of X plus R minus B? That is A into E of X plus or minus E of B. E of B is B only. These are all mean related properties. Now coming to variance related properties also I will give you. Variance of X plus or minus By. A, B's are any two constants. In place of A, B, we can take ones also, like here, 1, like that. That is A square into variance of X. If it is plus or minus, here plus only will come. Plus B square into variance of Y. Plus or minus. Here plus or minus 2AB into covariance of XY. What is covariance of XY? Well, covariance of XY is nothing but E of XY minus E of X into E of. What is covariance of XY means? E of XY means mean of the product of two random variables minus individual means. Product of individual means. Variance of a single number 0. Why? What is mean? Mean of a single number is itself. Variance is nothing but the gap between that number to the data point or not. Data point is that number. Center is also that number. Gap between center to that number is 0 here or not. So variance of a single number is 0. Variance of X plus or minus B, that is A square into variance of X. That's it. Plus or minus also, because variance of a single number becomes 0 now. These are all properties of random variables related to means mean and variance. Sometimes random variables may be independent random variables. Independent means, for example, you see, you can take an example of demand supply. When demand increases, supply also increases. Demand based మీదే కదా మనకి supply చేస్తారు. When demand increases, supply increases. They are dependent random variables. Pressure volume. When pressure increases, volume decreases. They are also dependent random variables. మరి ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఎలా ఉంటాయి? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నా మై హైట్ అండ్ మై ఐక్యూ అండి. హైట్ ఈజ్ వన్ random variable. ఐక్యూ ఈజ్ వన్. నా హైట్ మీద నా ఐక్యూ డిపెండ్ అయి ఉంటుందా? ఉండదు కదా. సో హైట్ అండ్ ఐక్యూ బోత్ ఆర్ independent random variable. See, these properties are the common properties which are applicable for discrete, continuous, dependent or independent, irrespective of that. These are the common properties which are applicable in all cases. Now, if the random variables are independent separately, if I know the random variables are independent, along with these properties, these are common. Along with these properties, some additional properties are applicable. Where in case of independent random variable, some additional observations. What are they? That also. if X and Y are independent random variables. Not, I will write separately. If X comma Y are independent random variables. Then some separate properties. E of xy product you can split as E of x into E of. Whenever these two are equal, covariance of xy becomes 0. V of ax plus or minus by. If covariance 0, a square into V of x. In case of independent random variable, these are the additional observations. Additional observations means, say this. Very clear. See here once. 1 minute. Ah. Say this. Suppose if the random variables are independent, E of xy is equal to E of x into E of y you have written. Since these two are equal, this and this both are same in sense, this becomes 0 or not? This gap becomes 0 means covariance becomes 0. That's why covariance is 0. No need to by heart. Since covariance is 0, complete this term becomes 0. This terms becomes 0 means what it is? A square into V of x plus B square into V of y only will come. These are all properties of random variables. Now coming to the extended part of this. Up to now, what we discussed, that is about discrete random variable. What is random variable? Purpose of random variable in today's class. Up to now, what we discussed? Emma? Lunch? లంచ్ బ్రేకా ఇప్పుడు ఏ టైము 12:30 అట్లంటావా సరే సే up to now what we have discussed, that is in the beginning basics of statistics given to you. The statistics concepts are using, generally we can use those concepts, means how to find the mean variance and standard deviation for both discrete and continuous random variable. How, why discrete random variable, why continuous random variable, purpose. And after this next advanced, after break you just follow the online class. Okay, after break, extended part, advanced form of discrete random variable, advanced form of continuous random variable. Advanced form of discrete random variable are nothing but discrete distributions. Binomial and Poisson distribution are nothing but discrete distributions. That we will discuss. Similarly, for continuous random variable related, continuous distribution is a normal distribution that we will discuss. Okay, now you